Alright guys, so I am here. Let's see what we're going to be opening at in the next minute. We got the 1 minute open. Uh, so far, what I think we're going to do, and I talked about it Friday, how we would go down. So we probably are due maybe a little correction up, but I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, at least Wednesday, is going to be really red for NQ. So I'm still probably looking for, yeah, see, we opened really far down and then came up real quick. So we're starting to drop already and come up. So we dropped immediately. It was like $10 or $15 and then popped up. So sorry, let me go ahead and do that. So we're just waiting. I'll go ahead and probably just watch this for a little bit. Maybe like, oh, let me go ahead and get off my Wi-Fi. Okay. I'll probably watch and see what it wants to do here at first, for maybe the first 10 or 15 minutes. Um, Definitely not going to be trading on my funded account right now. Just going to be kind of watching. Um, if I do take any trades for maybe the first hour, I'm going to go ahead and log out of here and just do them on my paper trading, just so I can kind of get in the groove of things. And then once I feel comfortable, I'll go ahead and log back in to the other stuff. But as far as what I think is going to happen, we opened here, so I'm going to go ahead and put my VWAP on. So let me go ahead and do that. This was our opening candle. I'm going to go ahead and put that there. So we don't really have much yet. We are above everything right now. So usually when we open really high, we've been gapped down. So what I'll be looking for is, say, we start pushing up here, maybe a short around 800 would be a good idea, because if we start pushing, oh, don't need to do that, not 20 of them. Okay, so we're pushing up really heavily here. Again, I'll probably be looking for like a short here, and then maybe another one at the 200 EMA, which is about another $20-$30 away. And just kind of looking for that gap back down. And then once I start getting in the groove of things and I kind of have a few good trades back to back and I feel like I've caught, whatever this is trying to do, I'll go ahead and switch back over to my funded account. But for now, just trying to catch what's going on. I'd much rather paper trade it. So it's just going to be safe and kind of get my act going. And yeah. As of now, it looks like that 70-ish, 71, 72 is kind of like the high. Let's go ahead and pull this over here so we can look at it a little bit better. Everything at once. But it does look like it's going to try and push up a little bit more, I think. So I'm going to keep this here for now at 80, or 800, I'm sorry. I do think that we could probably push up some more. Maybe not quite to the 800, but I think that we're gonna push up and then start shorting. So I'm okay with having a short here. I think that this basically pop up will get easy. TNXP. Let's take a look at it. It's a stock, a penny stock. What kind of, what is it? Is this it? Is what you're asking me to look for? Go ahead and guess, yeah. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at it. So I'm going to take a look at it on the 15 minute. Go ahead and come back to it. Okay. So I mean, this thing is on a downtrend if I've ever seen one. It rejects every single 200 EMA since August, and even the one that it came up above was very short-lived. So I would say that this is something that is definitely like shortable if it has options, but I wouldn't be trying to go long on this at all, at myself, because it basically tends to do this, maybe get somewhat close to here and then start dying again. So personally, I probably wouldn't mess with it. Um, you're a trading profit for 45 years. Where are my profits? Well, we just started today, buddy, so I can't really show you any profits yet. But I've shown my profits on my profile for a long time, so I don't I don't know what you want from me. Uh, is there a chance it will go up? I mean, let's take a look at it. It's a pharmaceutical company, right? So, and it's a penny stock. So really, realistically, what you need to be looking for is there an actual catalyst that can drive it up? Because overall, this thing has just been doing nothing but dying, right? So I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I'm back on. Yeah. So let's look at it like this. It was at one point. It was as high as like when it opened, right? So let's look at it since it opened. It opened at Jesus Christ. Why did it open so high? What the fuck? Um, damn. I think says that it's opened super high. Okay, well, started dying, started dying, started dying. What's your problem, bro? I don't understand what you're upset about. And if you're that old, why are you on my page talking shit? You should act like a grown man. I don't know. Anyway, oh yeah, okay, yeah. So they probably I see. So every earnings has been red except for one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Almost all of their earnings have been red, except for the last one, which is actually pretty neat. And the last one is what drove us up. So I'd be looking at what they're doing as a company. Let's see what's their names again. Tonix Pharmaceuticals. Let's see. Tonix Pharmaceuticals. So let's see what they're up to. Okay. See what this is all about. Let's go back. Okay, so this hasn't been hit yet, but it is moving up towards our order. So let me just get this back kind of where we're looking at this. Okay, so Tonix, let's see what they're about. Oh, okay. So they have stuff about the monkeypox vaccine. Is that what you're saying? Let's see. They also have something in a phase 3 trial for fibromyalgia. So that's actually pretty good. Um, a COVID study as well. Let's see. I mean, I don't. If they actually do have something tangible with that monkeypox shit, then yeah, they could definitely see some uptick. But let me show you where I would basically be looking for the bottom of whatever that uptick is, um, just to kind of give you a better feel, right? Like if you start seeing some uptick, where you should kind of be looking for the bottom of it to be done. So notice that all these upticks, at least on the day, they kind of go to touch this white line and kind of stop. So what I'd be looking for is once you finally start seeing that happen, be very aware of your 21 EMA. That's what this white line is, your 21 EMA. So if you have your 21 EMA on your chart, you can kind of look for where that's going and use that as like your stop. So what I would do is I would use first, maybe like you start seeing it go, let it cross above your 9 or your 8 EMA, which is what this pink line is. Let it cross above, get your confirmation, and then play the gap, and then let it go. That's That's what I would do. It might not be a whole lot of money, but it may end up being, a good 20, 30 cent move if it really does pop up. And if it continues to go up past that, then you just know that you got out with a good gain. You don't have to worry about it, right? Um, Bitcoin. I see something about Bitcoin. Yes, this is the daily chart. This is tonics, right? Um, that he asked me to look at. The white line, like I said, is the 21 EMA. This is my 9-day EMA, and then this is my 200-day EMA, which it's just hard. Your coworker is holding it for 2,000 shares. I don't know if that's a good idea. Probably not. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what his average is, but it's probably not the best idea in the world. Um, Take a look at ES. Okay, I can take a look at ES because it's going to be very similar to NQ. So I wouldn't look at it on anything above really a 15-minute chart, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and look at it on a 1-minute chart because this is what I'm doing. So just like, right, just like NQ, right, we're moving up to start off. We're going up, we're going up, we're going up. Um, I'm probably looking for and let me go ahead and delete this because that's old. Um, what I'm looking for here is probably a rise up to maybe this upper ADR at most. But realistically, I'm looking for something around here and then a start to fall. Like I think we're gonna start dropping. Good stocks right now, defense stocks. That's about it. Everything else is gonna just go down with the recession that we're basically inevitably going to be in. So, in my opinion, the only good thing that you should be like if you're trying to long something for short-term gains, it should really just be defense stocks at this point. Let's see. As far as like Bitcoin and crypto go, I say this every single time. I'm not a huge crypto person. I'm skeptical about a lot of cryptos in the sense that it's a lot like how the dot-com bubble was back in the day, right? Like a lot of people don't know how to actually utilize what it's going to be good for. They don't understand what it's good for, et cetera, et cetera. So what you'll see a lot of things happen is a lot of people will invest in things that they just see hype in, which give you an example what the dot-com bubble happened, right? Like people thought, oh, if I buy furnitures.com, nobody can sell furniture without going through my website, not really realizing that I could make, literally shitsandgiggles.com and sell furniture on there, right? And so they would spend millions and millions of dollars on these URLs and whatnot, these website pages, and then go bankrupt because it didn't produce any revenue, right? So a lot of these cryptos, a lot of these NFTs are going to be just like that in the sense that they have no utility, they have no real use, et cetera, et cetera. So personally, I stick with yes, I invest in Bitcoin. It's basically the top dog in crypto, right? So it's investing in Bitcoin, investing in maybe Ethereum, stuff like that. It's not a terrible idea, right? And but don't think of it as like a pump scheme, like something to make a bunch of money on, like, you know what I mean, right away. It's something that, like, just like the stock market, you should be investing in from time to time to make money slowly but surely, right? That's the way you have to think of it. Like at this point, Bitcoin is like NASDAQ for crypto, right? So that's a good way to think of it. And Ethereum would be ES, right? I like investing in things that have actual potential. So like for me, I invested in XRP because I see the potential behind their actual banking system and the stuff that they have in place. And there's a reason why they're getting sued and stuff like that. So like there's reasons why I invest in the crypto that I invest in. I don't just invest, willy-nilly into them, and I don't advise you to do the same. 29, 60K in market, stocks, crypto, 75K. I believe we talked last time, Joey. Yeah, you have a great start. Just make it a point to like play the longer game, right? So pick stocks, pick different different companies that you actually like, and just go about investing in them at these new lows at levels that you personally like. And of course, I'm never going to get mad at you. I want you to be successful, and if it means that I have to say something three, four, five times, I don't really care. Um, as long as in the end you're successful. So um, what I would be doing if I were you. Now, obviously, I'm not you, so you can do whatever you want. But what I would do is I would have, say, QQQ for example. We can look at QQQ because I've already have the levels zoned in. So like what I would do is I would say, hey, look, this is QQQ, right? I buy some at every one of these levels that I have marked out. I don't buy my whole position at a single level. I basically spread it out thin, um, and that's what I do, right? Um, and then eventually you'll find a bottom and you'll have a low average, and then you know this will happen again. This will start happening, and you'll be way above wherever your average is. It might take 5, 10 years, but hey, it's about retiring earlier, retiring with more security, etc., etc. So, what do I think is going on with Bitcoin right now? Let's take a look. It's going to be basically the same as the rest of the market um, in terms of even stocks, right? Um, Bitcoin's moving up, regular stocks moving up. We actually have a harmonics on here right now that looks like it just came on not that long ago, and it's saying that we are going to pop up to at least here, I would say, but this looks like, oh no, this was actually a harmonics down, and we went way through it, so never mind. Um, as far as going up, I would see this right here as like your kind of area of interest. This is like if we get another dead cat bounce, but realistically, this looks like a flag, right, for just more death. So, in my opinion, just like the rest of the market, Bitcoin is going to go down, and I have a level that I've been looking at to buy between 15 and 10,000. So, like, I'm going to be probably buying somewhere in, every $1,000 between under $15,000. I'll just be buying some, and buying some. Um, I can't really talk too much about Chainlink and Solana. I don't really own them. I don't invest in them. I don't really care about them in the sense that I haven't like looked into them enough to know enough. So to be honest with you, if I tried to give you any advice on those two, it would just, you know, I would be lying to you. I don't know. I don't know about those two. And the fact that I don't know about them is probably enough for me to tell you that they might not be the best investment because I only invest in the stuff that I like. And that I see utility in. And if I haven't seen utility in those two, then hey, there's a reason I haven't invested in them. So, um, do I think that we're in a 4-year bear? I don't think we're going to be in a 4-year, but maybe like a 1.5 to 2 year. I can see us like continuing down. I've been telling people what I think is going to happen is QQQ, for example, and NQ. What they'll do is QQQ will drop as low maybe as like 235, 220, somewhere in that range, bounce up and start seeing recovery, and we'll think that that's the bottom, but it's not going to be the bottom. What's going to happen is we're going to go like this. So let's just use NQ as an example. We'll go down and we'll start coming up, and then we'll create a top and we'll come back down, and that'll take about 6 months, maybe. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I might agree. With that. Yeah, 4 year from the high. Yes, because we're already like a year and a half down. So I would say yeah, 3 to 4 years would be realistic. But what will happen is we'll drop down and we'll form a double bottom at that same level, and that'll be the real bottom that propels us up. And I can show you what I mean by showing you what happened in '08. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happened in '08, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Just like this. Or '08, '09, whatever. But we went down, and it looked like we were recovering, and there's a lot of people that got burned on this one right here, on this leg. So this is what I think we're going to do. So we're going to basically we're somewhere in this area right here, somewhere in here, and we're looking to do this. But see, this took from November of '08 before we hit this next double bottom in March of '09. So that's, 5-6 months, right? Of time in between. So what will happen is we'll hit a bottom here soon. In the next maybe 3 to 6 months, we'll hit a bottom, and then we'll move up, and we'll continue to go up for about 6 months or so, and then drop and touch this bottom again, and then we'll start that recovery. And a lot of people will miss all this recovery because they got burned here. But as soon as you see that double bottom, it's probably the time to be aware that we're on the up and up, in my opinion. So, and like I will be investing in the market at that point. So, I'm not telling y'all anything that I wouldn't do. In my like when I say, hey, I would do, like I really am going to do that. So, we ended up getting as high as 90. So I will adjust this to here. Can't we have a double bottom at 3,500? Yeah, but that would be that would be like a small double bottom, right? And you're talking about like a ES, right? I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. The problem with this drop, if you were going to consider it at 3,500, is this would be a short term drop. You look at it on the daily chart, it's not going to look the same. So unless you want to say, oh, we found the bottom and we're going to double back up here, that would be maybe considerable, because this, whatever, this is still kind of not far enough in my opinion. But you could say this maybe, but I don't think so. I think we're still going down. I think that this is going to be a small, very small recovery that we're going to have tonight, and probably tomorrow through Wednesday is going to be really, really deadly, because you gotta realize NASDAQ has earnings on Wednesday. If NASDAQ has earnings on Wednesday and we've done nothing but die in the last 6 months, right? What do you think their earnings are going to be like? What do you think? It's not going to be very good. Let's see. What altcoins would I be interested in, if any? There's literally only one altcoin that I mean, if you want to call it an altcoin, that I own, and it's XRP, and it's just because of the simple fact that if the United States government wants to sue them, they see the potential in what they're doing. I saw the potential in what they were doing before they got sued, so it kind of gave me a confirmation to go into them. But I promise, like, I do not do crypto like that, and the reason is because I know it's going to be just like the .com bubble. People are going to invest in it. I mean, look at Logan or whatever, Paul or whatever. They invested $300,000-$400,000 into 10 different NFTs that are worth $10 a piece now. And it's because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing when it comes to crypto or NFTs right now, because they don't understand. Like, a good NFT to buy would be something that gives you an experience, or a type of, something that gives you something extra. Like, I'll give you a good example. Steph Curry's NFT. I say it every time. Steph Curry's NFT gives you the ability to sit courtside every game, every Warriors game that's home. It gives you the ability to meet with him after the games and chop it up with him and have a good time or whatever. Meet him so many times. And when you sell it, he gets X% of the sell. He gets a 10% royalty or whatever of the sell, and the new person gets the same benefits. And that's how that works. So, like, you buy that NFT, you get the experience. It has the the sell value still continues to go up because it has something attached to it. But these people who are buying, Bored Apes and shit, like they're gonna be sorely mistaken when that $300,000 pixel is worth $10. Um, XRP. One reason why it's so hard to get is because they are in that you know lawsuit or whatever. But I bought mine on KuCoin, KuCoin.com. That's how I got mine. It's a little difficult to like navigate through, but you can also do like Trust Wallet and buy the XRP like the BNB version of XRP, like the peg or whatever, and it's gonna move the same. I did that for a while until I got it on KuCoin, so you can do that. But and to answer your question, the person asked me if I know what ICT. I don't. I haven't looked at it anyway. I feel like I do know what it is, but I haven't seen it in so long that I would feel like I'm lying if I told you I know what it is. So I'm gonna go with no. So what we're doing here is we're just kind of watching. We're just watching. We've only been live for 25-30 minutes. The market hasn't had enough to tell us what it's trying to do yet. Personally, I still think that we're gonna go down. So I'm using my bias here to short. And since it's after hours, a lot of times the moves are a little bit less violent. So even if it does happen to continue up, I can average down probably up into this 200 EMA where I'll get a rejection and the ability to exit. So I'm using my bias to help me start a position, but as far as will it work out in my favor, we'll have to, that's yet to be determined. So we got the purchase. We're up a little bit. I'll probably sell it for $50 ish. So let me go ahead and put my buy order in. I bought it at 90, so I'll sell it at 85 if I get it. If I don't, like I said, I'm going to do another order in I'll do one at 10, and then I'll do one at 30. So that'd be like $20 away both times, so average down. And that's how I like to do them during these times. If you get your average down $20 away, get a nice little average, get down on the next leg down or leg up or whatever it is. And I'll average down until I'm able to get out. I do not really take losses on these. The couple losses that I have taken were either very small or accidental, as y'all saw the last stream that I had when I was actually up $300, but I had so many fucking contracts that when I pressed X and it moved red for a split second, it ended up selling it for negative $600. So that was pretty fucking annoying. But y'all saw it happen, so I mean, it is what it is. And then I made $1,800 on the next play, right? And we were done. So that's all good. And we're just sitting and we're being patient, right? Like now that we're in a play, don't let your emotions take over. Don't start doing anything crazy. Just let it do what you think it's gonna do. Just let it hang out. If you start getting scared, you start getting worried, you start getting frantic, whatever, that's when you start making mistakes. It's when you start doing bad things, start making bad decisions. So being down a few $100, I've been down several $1,000s and not been tripping about it, and then ended up out of the play with several hundred or several $1,000s in green because I trust what I'm doing. I know how to average down. I know how to, it's not about averaging down. It's about knowing where to average down. Where are the spots that you're looking for a turnaround? For me, I'm not necessarily looking for a turnaround here. I'm looking for a turnaround here. So I'm looking for an average down to get me somewhere here, and then another average down to get me somewhere here, so that when we turn around here, I can get an exit somewhere in here, right? And if we don't turn around and we blast through this, then that might be a point where I might just have to take the loss. And as of now, we're just kind of moving back and forth. When it's really late at night and things move super slow, instead of $20, I threw them 10. So realistically, here I could have almost gotten an average down and then been out, because my average would have been 95 and we're below that, right? So I could have had, 60, $70 green instead of red, but I feel like that average down right now is a little too close. So I'm gonna just kind of keep it where it's at in case we do fly up, or we do start flying down, right? Much better to be patient and let it work for you. And keep the questions coming, guys. If y'all have anything that you want me to go over, or you have any questions that you want to ask, I'm happy to go over whatever it is that y'all need. Just remember, if you have crypto questions, I might not be the best person to ask when it comes to crypto, because I don't really fuck with crypto like that. If you're asking, stocks, you're asking futures, options, I got you 100% there. Um, but as far as crypto goes, I'm not really that guy. Why do I have so many indicators? It's actually really not that many. Um, it's maybe like five, and they just happen to have a lot of stuff on them. So when I first started out, I only started out with these three lines: this white line, this pink line, and this purple line. And then what I did was basically I mastered that, and then I added another layer, which was this particular yellow line, which happens to have these little things in it, which is called my VWAP. Okay, so this white line is my 21 EMA, this pink line is my 9 EMA, and yes, it is TradingView. I have heard of CEI, um, and then this is my 200 EMA, and then this yellow line is my VWAP, and then you have your 618 VWAP extensions, and then you have your your 2, and then your 3 extensions as well. Um, let's see, and then I have my volume profile, which helps me see basically what's the what's going on with this. Oh, and I'm not even tripping. If this was my regular account, I wouldn't be tripping. The only reason why I like doing paper trading first is to help me get in a groove, and then also it helps me not focus on this. It helps me focus on what you guys are asking me, so that I can really go over it. But I still think I'm gonna get out this trade for green. I'm not really worried about it. And then I also have something called harmonics indicators, which just basically manually looks at something that I already map at, like I map out myself. Um, so look, we're about to potentially get our exit here. Do I understand the volume profile? Absolutely. Basically, what you're looking at is you're able to see the pressure of it. So obviously, this short is basically this is kind of a gamble, realistically, because a lot of this pressure is going up, which is why we drove up. So this blue indicates pressure upwards, right? So basically, what it's showing you is, hey, look, here we're probably going to drive up. Then we start getting a little bit more bearish pressure. Now look, now we're starting to actually get a lot of bearish pressure here. So I think I'm going to get my drive down, and I'm going to get my exit. It's going to kind of morph as the time goes by, so that you can see at the level what the actual pressure is doing. What's that volume at? Is it more bearish, or is it more bullish? So here you have bullish, so what will probably happen is we push down and then potentially push up, unless this starts becoming more and more bearish, right? This will also give you this red line here, which is called your point of contact or point of interest. And basically what it's showing you is another area of major chop, breakthrough, either way, or rejection. So if we're coming down to touch it, we could very well pop back, or if we're, down here and we come up to touch it, we could very well pop back down. Or if you start seeing, point of control, there you go, point of control, point of interest, one of the two. A lot of times what you'll see, and what we've been seeing, is a lot of chop before it finally flings one way or the other. So like I said, I could be wrong in my decision to short, but this volume profile is getting a little bit more bearish here, bearish and bearish and bearish. So I think I'll get my exit without even having to average down. But if I do have to average down, it's all good. Let's see. What are my thoughts on CEI? I can't really give my thoughts on CEI. I know of CEI, but I don't like study it. I don't even know if I have it on my list. I might have it on my list. Let me check. If I have it on my list, I'll look at it. If I don't, then I don't know enough to give an opinion. I do not know enough to give an opinion, sir. But I have looked at it several times in the past. I just haven't looked at it recently, anytime soon. So, but if you want me to look at it and then give you an opinion, I can do that. But if you want my opinion just off my head, just tell you what I think about it, I don't have one because I haven't been looking at it. I really need to get like a fucking GoPro or something so I can strap this damn phone to my chest instead of holding it. And a lot of times the way I like to play futures, so once I find a range, what I'll do is I'll basically play it back and forth. So instead of playing like upwards and downwards, I'll play it downwards every time it hits, the top of that range. So, had I waited maybe 5 minutes or so, I would have been able to catch downwards from, 95 several times is probably what I would have done to 90 or 91. But I got a little premature. I wanted to get a play in so I could start showing you guys some stuff, which is fine. Like I said, if I have to average down here, I'll average down. I'll get an exit eventually. I'm not really worried about it. Because and a good way to prove this to you, and what I mean by it is, even when you have massive rises or massive drops, you always get a consolidation back pretty hard, even if it's not as extreme. You can still get out. And I do agree with what you just said, trade with the current market environment. Sometimes though, you happen to make a mistake, and when you make that mistake, if you have the BP, basically the ability to do so, and you know your targets, where to average down, that you know that you'll get that potential drop or in your area, then I think that smart wise, obviously, if you can, you average down and you get out on that leg. And if not, then you need to have a very, very hard stop loss in mind, which I do both. But when it comes to futures, it's a lot easier to hold something and let it do whatever it's going to do versus options or stocks, right? Options and stocks, I have a hard stop loss with my options 99% of the time. So, but I've shown y'all on the lives several times that I've had and I can give you an example. I've had a short on NQ, and I've added and added and added and added. And I've been down literally $15,000. It was in my last stream, I think. I was down $15,000. I just kept adding to it, and I ended up selling it for $1,800. That was actually this play right here. And the play before that, this play was down $12,000, and it went green $300, and I pressed the X, and it sold for $600 loss instead, because I didn't press it fast enough, I guess. But that's just to show you, you can do it as long as you have the right points mapped out on your shit. Like, as long as you know how to use your indicators and stuff right. So for me, this is a big area to be looking out for that rejection, which is why I want to get my average as close to this as I can for that rejection, if we continue up, which as of right now, it looks like we're continuing up. So, and the fact that we managed to get over that 800 mark is probably a good indicator that I will get this average down point. Especially since we keep popping up off of this point of interest here. So, I'm sorry, point of control. I gotta remind myself to say the right one. Point of control. But if I do get a small exit here, I'll probably take it even for 20 bucks just to kind of get out, get a little cushion going, and you know, get in a different play. We'll even do this at 87.5 instead. And again, if y'all have any other questions, y'all want me to look over anything, blah 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 blah, let me know. I got you. But overall, and let's look at this on a bigger scale. I'm trying to see if I can see any harmonics patterns. If we were to drop to say right here, 85, 80, this could definitely be an M forming to drive us up to here. Looking closely on that though, but that would still give me my exit, which would be great. See, not really anything forming here right now. We gotta wait to see if this kind of gives me an exit for the creation of that M. In short, digital currencies, if the Bitcoin rises, all currencies rise. Yeah, basically, think of it this way, right? Whenever the markets are closed, what can money makers and hedge funds, etc., what can they manipulate? They can manipulate Bitcoin. So, in a realistic view, what you should be thinking or looking at is the fact that what Bitcoin is literally moving with the market. If you look at Bitcoin and you look at NQ, they're almost moving identically now, right? So, yeah. Damn, it keeps almost giving me 20 bucks and then letting it come back down. There we go. Oh, shit. Alright, so now what I'll do is I'll move this to 800. So we got a little $20. Nothing crazy, just $20. Start us off, get us going. But yeah, that's kind of what I think personally. Bashir, is that Bitcoin and everything, like, if you look at it and you objectively look at it and then you look at the market in general, it gives you kind of like a heads up of where the market is going, or they just kind of move in tandem with one another because the same money is moving both. At the end of the day, the same money is moving both. Same algorithms, etc., are moving both. So. It looks like I got damn near the very bottom of that for the exit, so that was a good short. I mean, I wouldn't say it was good, but we got out. Let's see if there ain't no way I can figure something out to get this shit. Trying to figure out a way to get this to where I don't have to hold it the whole time. Elbow's starting to hurt. Yeah, so I have a short here waiting. Should have done it from the beginning. If I would have just left it there from the beginning, I would have had a damn near $200, $300 gain, but that's okay. I got a little impatient, and I only secured $20. And now it looks like we're starting to reverse and use this point of contact, point of control, sorry, as a resistance instead of a demand. So we are trading NQ. NQZ 2022, which is the current contract. And so you can see this bottom area right here, we're starting to build some pressure. Now, does that mean that that pressure drives us back down to fill this gap that we've created that I talked about we like to do whenever we pop up? We like to fill the gap back down, or if we pop down, we like to fill the gap back up once this first big pop or drop happens. So I'm curious to see if we do fill this gap all the way back down, and then that just kind of starts the continuation downwards. Because this gap is actually pretty substantial, even if you want to start it from here. That's a $40, $50 gap down that we would have. So again, this is NQ futures, and you can apply a lot of the same stuff that I'm saying to ES as well. Volume profile that I'm using is literally just volume. Like if you type in volume profile, it's the first one. Type in profile, it's session volume profile. And we're just patiently waiting for an entry now. Because, and the way I like to think of it is, if I happen to get, what's the word I'm looking for? If I get impatient again and I try and get an entry back up at here like I did before, and this squeezes up, I'm extra fucked. Like I have to average down more times. But if it happens to squeeze up, I have a $10 or so gap that I've kind of already had eaten. And a lot of times when they pop, like here or here or here, they give you a small drop. So my bias is down. Market psychology, everything just is telling me we're going to continue down in general. Using tradingview.com to trade on and chart and everything. But yeah, my bias is down. So for me, like playing up at a time like this just doesn't make sense. So every chance that I see a potential drop down, I'm playing it. Now, does that mean that I'm right in that sense? Probably not. I mean, I could have easily, y'all saw me calling out this rise up, that it was going to rise all the way up to, 800, and I could have easily played it from here. That's $50 that I could have played it, which $50 is like $500 to $1,000 in one contract for NQ. But my bias is down, so I'm only playing areas where I think we're going to get some drop, which, again, good or bad, it is what it is. So we're back in this. We finally got our entry. So far, no dice. Little red. Oh, got green. So we'll probably get a couple areas of interest here. I'll probably get my exit with $50 at $97.50. So we're up 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. We're out. All right. So now we've made $70. I'll do another short there. And I got another, and we'll see if I can't get another 50 bucks. You know what? I'll do 40 just cause. I am paper trading right now. I said that at the beginning that I was paper trading while I started off and got in the groove and things before I decided to start trading on my funded account. And it doesn't take away from the fact that you can follow along and still make the same money, so I don't think it's really a problem. but I'm trying to get in the groove of things, trying to get like maybe 5 or 6 orders back to back before I get in my funded account. So far we're 3 deep, and we're doing pretty solid. So we went 45, 45, 60, and 20. That's what we've made so far. Nothing too crazy, just 125 bucks. But $250 just to kind of give y'all some insight is enough to exchange your salary, a $50,000 salary a year when it comes to futures. So something to consider. But yeah, we're just, looks like I'm about to take that 30 bucks. Oh no, exit for 40. So now we got another 40, right? So 40, 45, 60, 20. Boom. So 60, 60, 120, and 45. So that's 165 that we've made so far. And I'm starting to get to the point where I'll probably end up getting off of here in a second and then switching over to my actual account so that I can focus on it. But this gives me the ability to as well. One reason why Ginger is the fact that when I'm paper trading, I can not super hyper focus on the money that's being made or being lost. I can focus on the screens and answer the questions and stuff that are coming in. Which volume profile? I'm just looking at fucking Twitch. I'm sorry, guys. Which volume profile is that? If I didn't answer you, Sam, it's the session volume profile. Let me go ahead and get this set so that I don't have to worry about it. Okay. And then what is the SSDH indicator? It's just don't worry about those, man. It's literally just candle patterns. It's all patterns is what it's called. But it's just telling me different candle patterns. So it's telling me, an engulfing candle. It's telling me a shooting star, so that I don't have to manually look at it and know. But it's not necessarily going to, if you know what they mean. So obviously this is bearish. This was bearish but didn't play out. This can go either way. You're looking for a cross above or below, basically, that to tell you what's going to happen. So like you can read them and like it tells you exactly what, if you hover over, it tells you what they mean, really. Which is why I like it, because if I forget, like, oh, what does this mean? What is it? Oh, it's a shooting star. This is blah blah blah. It happens at an uptrend usually means that we're going to start going down. Blah blah blah. It's bearish in nature, but etc. etc. Cool. All right. You can't see the stream. Can you still not see the stream, Jest? Or can any of y'all not see the screen? Like, can all of y'all not see the screen? Or what's going on with Twitch? Let me know. I'm going to be looking back here in a second, so. Let's see. So we got another, by the way, we got another $40 gain. So we got 40, 40, 45, 60, and 20 is what we've made so far tonight. Obviously, yes, paper trading, but again, that's so that I can answer your questions, show you guys what's going on, blah, 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 blah. Hold up, what's that? What's what? That shows the candle. You're talking about the one that shows this? If you just type in all candle patterns, so type in candle patterns, or all candle patterns, or just this one right here. It's this one right here. All candlestick patterns. That's it, right there. So type in candle, and it'll pop up. And you can, this is the cool part about it, is you can pick which one. So if you go over here when it's up and you click it, you can click which ones you want it to show you. I didn't click all of them because I clicked the ones that I know that are good, and I put those on there. So, look up which ones are really, user friendly, able to work. The only reason I took off tweezer bottoms and tweezer tops is for the simple fact that they weren't too accurate with this, so I took them off. But I usually do look for tweezer bottoms and tweezer tops. So, what platform we're using? TradingView. Linked with, if you decide to do a funded futures account, I link mine with TopStep. That's what I do my funded futures account on. Paper trading right now just so I can get in the groove of things, but once I get off of this live stream, I'm going to go ahead and I can actually show you my win-loss ratio on TopStep, which is pretty dope. Where it at? 79%. Boom. Winning trade percentage. Easy peasy. So I win 8 out of 10 trades. And the ones that I lose are usually not that crazy. They're like, and again, I can show you here on the paper trading account, right? Look, this is going to be the biggest loss you're going to see, I think. And then you just get a bunch of green, 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 a bunch of green. You get $5, green, 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 $5, green, 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 and then this is when I kind of was starting out and I was starting to learn. Red, 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 green, red, 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 green, green, red, 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 and this was my biggest loss ever, right here. And again, this is when I was very first starting to try and do these, which was 6-7 months back. So, my first 6-7 trades were not too hot. And then I started kind of thinking I got the hang of it. Cool. And then I realized I didn't. And then come around here is when I started getting the hang of it. And once I grew the account to like 110, I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and start a funded futures account. Blah, blah, blah. No, the fees are actually incorporated into my trades. So when this says that my average profitability is, what does it say, $22 a trade, that's with the fees all in. That's with everything all in. So, like, let's see. You can see all of this, right? So look. My first day that I started doing this, I had a bad day. I just stopped. Second day, again, bad day, stopped. Next day, made it all up, then some. Next day, made it all up, then some. And then I averaged about 700 to $800 a day. This day, I actually was down $1,000 at night because I made a few bad trades back to back, and I had to make it all up during the day. And when I went green $70, I said, "Fuck it, I'm done." But yeah, my average. So this was pretty cool that it'll show you total contracts that I did throughout the day. So this was 68 contracts total, 44, 38. So this is how many trades that I did basically. Total trades. Yeah, there you go. Contracts held total. All right. Let's see. Average winning trade was, this is the part that's important, is my trades were not huge. My wins were not huge. They were just consistent, which is the part that you need to be aware of. And then when I lose a few $100, but then I make it back in 3 or 4 trades, right? This one, I'm on step 2, but I have 2 other accounts too. But I'm trying to get this one finished up. This one's on step 2 though. I actually had a third one that I got to funded, and I fucking blew it in a week because I just had some bad trades. I made some bad decisions, and I decided to do this 150K one, and I've been doing it for like a week now, and I already got over a third of it, almost a fourth of it, or a fifth of it, whatever, third, whatever. Key. I've got it almost all done. I'll probably have it done by the end of this week, so I'm not really worried about it. And then I'll have this one funded. This will be my third one, and then my goal is to make basically $500 to $1,000 in each one a day. And then at the end of every 5 days, I get to send myself 50% of each account that I've made. which is really, really, really dope, which is why I like Top Step a lot. It lets you send yourself money a lot quicker than the other ones do. The only thing that sucks about Top Step is the fact that it has the 2 steps, whereas a lot of the other ones only have 1. And yes, this is TradingView. And it connects via, if you go here, right, so like right now I'm on the paper trading one, but if I log out, I go to Tradovate, and I press connect, and I log in, and now I'm in my funded account, right? And so I'll probably start trading on here in a minute and hop out of the live, but I want to answer y'all's questions and stuff first, to see if y'all have any. And let me check back on Twitch. What time frame am I trading? The 1 minute, yes. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I am on the 1 minute. I'm 28. Yeah, bro. I'll be 29 on the 29th of this month, actually. 2 days before Halloween. That was supposed to be a Halloween baby, but my mama said no. Said get him out of me before he turns into a demon. So, I'm not a demon thanks to my mother. Yeah, yeah, basically. That's exactly how it works. But the cool thing with futures is, say you have, like, you don't want to do a funded futures account. You want to just trade on TD Ameritrade, or you want to trade on wherever it is that you have your shit, right? Like you have money there. They allow you to trade futures. You just want to do it and eat the commissions or whatever. Um, if that, if that's what you want, then you can start trading futures with as little as like $2,500. You don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. But understand, this is basically, you can lose more than you have in your account when it comes to futures. So it's better to have several thousand so that you have a cushion on your stuff. Let me see. How much does a funded account require? It literally just requires you to pay a subscription and then pass the like the 2 things or whatever that they give you, the steps that they give you, and then that's literally it, man. Once you pass those, they let you go. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until I'm not on here anymore. I don't wanna. I want to be able to focus on what you guys are saying. Am I still on step 1? No. I have 2 fully funded accounts, and then I have a third one right here that is on step 2. Do I speak Hebrew? Unfortunately, not enough. I do speak Farsi though. I'm Persian Hebrew, so well, I guess I shouldn't say I speak it. I understand it, but unfortunately, I do not speak Hebrew. I wish that I spoke it. But yeah, I was born on the 29th. How do you get the blue and yellow indicators? You're talking about this one? Or are you talking about this? Say first or second, whichever one I pointed at. This one or this one. I'm guessing you mean this one. This one, right? Um, this one is going to be this right here, session volume profile. Type that in, put it on the chart. There you go. All done. You don't have to do anything else. And that's cool, man. That's cool that you have a birthday one day after me. That's pretty dope. Let's see. Just joined. What are we looking at? We're looking at NQ. Sorry to tell you that you probably joined at the tail end of this, but I'm probably going to get out of here soon. I am looking to do a short here, though. Do another one there. Okay. And I'll do it on this account. But yeah, we made, what was it? It was like 40 times 3 or 4, and then we made a 60 and a 20. So we made like $200-300 on the stream so far. We've been on for a little over an hour now. More of a crypto guy. Uh, Tendencies are similar. Actually, honestly, a lot of these indicators that I show you guys here, 100% work on crypto. I just don't do crypto. Like, if you learn the harmonics, if you use the harmonics indicator, which is this one right here, auto harmonic patterns. If you use your fibs, if you use VWAP, you use your 9, 21, and 200 EMAs, volume profiles still super helpful. They're going to be very helpful with helping you with crypto. I just personally don't play crypto like that. And yes, I use TopStep. TopStep uses basically Tradeovate to connect to TradingView to then let you trade like so. And I appreciate the likes, guys. Greetings to Kenya. Oh man, can't believe I got somebody from Kenya in here. Um, Greetings from Texas. Greetings from Houston, Texas. If you take a look, Viso, uh, if you take a look at my uh, YouTube page, so if you just try and find me, House Collar Trading on YouTube, if you take a look at this particular video, um, which was done on the 12th, I give you my setup with all the indicators and everything like that. Like I show you everything. Um, so if you want to take a look, you can do that and you can get it all set up. What am I trading? I'm trading futures. I'm trading NQ Nasdaq. Let's see. Binarium. What the fuck is binarium? That sounds like something that would put Superman out of commission. Hello, Leo. Hello. As y'all can see, I try and keep up with the chat. Oh, do I look at others? Stonk402, I'm just seeing your question. Yes, I look sometimes on the 5 and the 15 minute as well, even with futures. It can kind of show you a bigger overall trend sometimes, which can be very helpful. I have Tradeovate, 1,000 account, go with MES and MNQ. They liquid before go negative. Yes. I don't know what you're trying to say, but probably yes. You definitely, if you have a small account, you have a smaller account, you don't want to trade NQ, you want to trade MNQ. So like if you decide to do it with your own money on, say, TOS or TD Ameritrade or whatever it is that you're going to do it with, and you have a smaller, like just a couple of thousand or whatever, trade MES or MNQ versus NQ or ES, because it's less risk and reward. And say you make a couple $100 and you start growing it, every day. Once you flip over to NQ or ES, that $100 will then start being around $1,000. So, let's see. Let's see. Which is the best? Shalom. Yes, sir. What account do I use for the funded challenge? I'm using Top Step. Top Step. This one right here, Top Step. I have several of them on Top Step. I'm trying to get this last one fully funded. This would be my biggest one that I have, the 150,000 account. I have two. I have one at 50. I have one at 100, and then this would be the 150. I'm actually a little worried that we are going to fly up, but this looks like as good as any other place to start dropping. Let's see. How much go out money on Origin? I'm not sure what you meant there, so I'm going to let you retype that. What platform do I use to trade? Just said that. What are my thoughts on Tesla? Tesla honestly should probably go down to like 150, like real low key. Everybody thinks that Elon is public enemy number one right now, with him trying to just give his opinion on the fact that Ukraine and Russia should probably chill the fuck out and not fight anymore. And then, yeah. So Tesla in general, him with buying Twitter, right? There's several different factors, but Tesla's probably going down, in my opinion. But Tesla's a good company. It's just going down based off of Elon antics. Um, yes, I'm just trading Nasdaq. I don't trade crypto myself. Can I do a market analysis on Bitcoin? Honestly, it's going to be the same as doing it on NQ. Basically, Bitcoin's going down to between 15 and probably $10,000 before it bottoms out, which is still higher than it was, years ago, which is great. It's just ate up a lot of the gains that it's had in the last 2 years, and it's more pronounced because of the fact there aren't any regulations and stuff on it. So, let's see. When did I start trading? I've been trading probably shit, maybe like 10 years now, but I've been like religiously good, right? Like actually good at trading for maybe the past 3 to 5. Let's see. Do I trade this every day? Yes. How much do I follow my money? Are you saying how much do I use of my money? Okay. When it comes to how much money I use of my own, I don't have to use any of my um, like I don't have to use any of my own money because I'm doing a funded account, right? So I only pay a subscription and then boom. Is this a trading robot? This is not a trading robot, but I do have one, and I can show you the one that I have. Tells me exactly what to do. I have a software that I'm doing based off of it that'll automatically trade and stuff for people. Not quite done yet, so I don't talk about it much. But yeah, I make money by based off basically trading this, making money here, and then Top Step, whenever I send myself money, I get to keep 90% and they take 10%, and that's it. Let's see. How much do I use to start? So again, I don't have to use anything of my own money to play, right? Like this is all on a funded account. So this is basically I'm trading with someone else's money, and I pay them $120 or $150 a month to do so, and I'm okay with that. Let's see. Nice to join. Nice to see you here. You're an options trader, never traded futures. Hey, if you're looking at this, all this stuff still applies to trading options, right? Because you're still using levels and et cetera. When it comes to options, you're just trading a contract instead. And if you really think about it, I'm trading a contract for the NASDAQ. It's just a bigger contract, right? So this is technically the same thing. If you want to think of it, think of futures as options big brother on steroids that nobody messes with. Like nobody tries to beat up, nobody picks a fight with them because it can be a problem, right? Um, let's see. And how much did I lose in the start? Oh man. So that's actually a great question. When I first started, I started out with probably like 1,200, 1,500 bucks. I ended up growing it to around $20,000 like in a year because just things were just going up, right? Like you couldn't really be wrong at the time, and I made a lot of money, right? And the market started going down, and I realized very quickly that I didn't know what I was doing, and basically, long story short, I ended up taking like 20 grand to $200 in, not exaggerating, like 2 or 3 weeks, and it was the worst experience ever. but it helps me realize that I didn't know what I was doing. I really needed to like get something down pat, like a real strategy that works two ways, not just up, right? Like a lot of the Twitter gurus you see, they only know how to make money when the market's going up. I know how to make money when the market's going down, and how to make money when the market's going up, but I go based off of what general psychology of retail is thinking about. And general psychology for most of retail is bearish, recession, etc., etc. People don't understand why we're going up when we go up because it doesn't make sense, right? Like inflation's crazy. We're sending $1 billion to Ukraine every other week while inflation continues to go up. Biden talks about how many jobs he's creating, but people have to. The only reason there's so many jobs because people have to work 2 or 3 jobs to support themselves. Blah 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 blah. Right. So at the same time, again, I had to learn how to play both sides, and I finally did that, and I managed to take that $200. I mean, now, like between all my accounts, my bank, and different assets and stuff, I have over 7 million now. So it's just about being consistent. It was about being extremely consistent over the past 5 years or so. Um, and like I said, I lost a lot of my money. I lost a lot of it at first because I didn't know what I was doing. After I made a lot of money because I didn't know what I was doing. Let's see. What state am I from? I'm in Texas. Um, and what if you lose their money? That was a good question. Nothing. You just get reset. They give you rules. If you lose X amount, they just cut you off and you have to get reset. You have to start over. Like if you're funded, you get started back at level 2. If you're on level 1 or level 2, you just press reset. You pay the little fee, and it resets you at the level that you're on already. Let's see. So you need to open a separate futures account. You don't need to open up a separate futures account, but if you want to trade on your own brokerage and not trade like a funded futures account, then yes, you probably do want to open up a separate account. Appreciate you subscribing on YouTube. Um, let's see. If let's see, what's my outlook on the rest of October? Oh, hold on. How long do you think this trade will take for you? So as you see, I haven't even entered it yet. It hasn't even entered. It could take another 10 minutes. It could take 2 minutes till it finally hits. But we have something that's telling us we're going up. But by the time it popped on here, we already broke through that first and second target, and we were basically touching that third target. So I didn't trust it. I may end up moving this down to 95 here, but this is what's worrying me, is we have a lot of pressure but no volume. And so that could potentially drive us up, which is why I'm not moving it down any, because if I move it down and then we slide all the way up, then I'm going to have to eat that red. And I don't want to eat that red. I'd rather start watching it die and then just move it down and then get an entry somewhere around here and miss this, right? Um, that's my opinion. What's my outlook for the rest of October? Honestly, my outlook for the rest of the year, rest of everything, like for the next year at least, is down. We'll have random little bounces here and there, but with Wednesday coming and Wednesday being earnings for NASDAQ, we're probably going down, at least this week. Overall, probably going down. And when I say this, if you feel like you need more tutoring, you need any more help or whatever, don't feel like I'm pushing you to do this, but if you feel like you need it, you can always, always, always reach out to me on, here, I actually have it, on my email. At Gmail, okay? You can always reach out to me at my email, and we can set up a one-on-one if you want. I do charge for one-on-ones. I charge $60 for the hour, but it's just to kind of like, hey, if you're on your phone, you're doing whatever, you're not paying attention, then, it wasn't a waste of my time, basically. Because I have had people do that when I tried to do it for free and they weren't paying attention, so I stopped doing them for free. I do one-on-ones. I also have a Discord if you want to join, that we go about, and we talk and we do everything that we need to do. Um, but yeah, if you want to join the Discord, you can email me as well. I can send you the link. It's $15 a month, and for the stuff that you're getting, I think it's worth it. But you don't have to join. I don't care if you join. Not not trying to get you to join or do a one-on-one or whatever. You can always continue to join in these lives every day that I do, except for Saturdays, right? And and check on YouTube, etc., etc. Check on the TikTok. I'm always going to have free stuff here for you. I'm not trying to funnel you into some type of service and take your money. I don't care if you join. Basically, the reason why those are cheap is just to help me not waste my time with a bunch of people, as well as get people who actually are motivated to learn. Because I definitely made them affordable. I definitely didn't make them expensive and blah 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 blah. So, um, let's see. I'm scrolling back up. Sorry. What indicators do I use? If you go to the YouTube, like I told him earlier, if you go to the YouTube, check this out. You check the video that was on 10/12. You'll see all the indicators and how I use them there. Save maybe one or two. How do I start with the funded amount? Again, I pay the subscription the top step. They made me pass one step. They made me pass two steps, and then I got funded. And once I was funded, I get sent 50% of what I make every 5 days, and I get to keep 90% of the 50% that I make, and I can send myself 50% of what I've made every 5 days. So if example, I made $5,000 in 5 days, I can send myself 2,500 of it, and then if I make another 5,000, I can send myself 50% of 7,500 because that's the remainder in the account, right? Let's see, how to blah blah blah. Let's see. So, am I taking a put? I am taking a put, and the reason I'm taking a put is based off of this high that we haven't been able to reach several times. Also, the simple fact that when we push up, we tend to fill the gap down, which it looks like we're trying to do here. So I'm going to actually put this here. So as you can see, that TTM squeeze did squeeze down and has started to. I may even, I'm going to be ballsy, I'm going to put it at 80. This might not be a good idea, but whatever. Let's see. What's my sell? It was at 800, but I just put it at 80. I'll secure like a little $20 if I can get it. I'll take 15 bucks right there. Okay. Let's see. Missed the. Yeah. So I got out with a little bit of something, something. I'm gonna wait to see what happens here at this VWAP. Let's see. One-on-one was great. I appreciate that. As long as you enjoy the one-on-ones, I appreciate that you joined in. Realistically, I'm happy that I was able to help. What I really love doing is being able to see somebody get that aha moment, start understanding what it is that they didn't understand before, or see how a certain indicator can help them, or whatever. Um, yeah, so I wouldn't say advice for this week, but my thoughts are that we're going down simply because the earnings that we have are going to be in queue on Wednesday, which should be pretty shitty. But we do have, and this is the part that makes me wonder if we will have some slight relief at the end of the week, is at the end of the week we have defense companies having earnings, and defense companies may drive up the market but may actually drive in queue further down. And the reason I say that is because people will pull money out of tech to put money into these defense companies. So ES, NQ, SPY, QQQ, etc. may see an even further drop, while the rest of the market maybe sees a recovery because of the fact that people are going to be pulling money out of tech. seeing that there's now a sector or whatever that's actually moving up that they can maybe move their money into. Um, let's see. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of message at once. I have to read them a few times. Yeah, I normally would have gotten inputs at that break off the VWAP, but I happened to have been talking and I wasn't paying attention, so I got in them slightly after and then released as fast as I could. Let's see, and yeah, man, it's really not that hard. Um, it's really not that hard to make money, guys. It's just about finding something that's working for you and just continuing to, you know, continuing to play it over and over. And even when it stops working, you don't need to find something new. What you need to do is figure out why it's not working and tweak it and make it work again. That's where people mess up. You learn something completely new that you don't need to learn when you already had something that worked for you. And yes, you basically what happens is you get to withdraw 50% at a time, but keep 90% of what you withdraw with Top Step. And if for some reason you get defunded or whatever, like say I'm up $10,000 in the account, and then I break a rule, and that $10,000 isn't all theirs. They will send you 90% of that $10,000 and reset you. So it's not like you lost a bunch of money. You don't have to send yourself all the money every time that you're up X amount of money. Like, send yourself what you need on a weekly basis every 5 days, and then go from there. If that makes sense. And then Tesla, I talked about it a little bit ago, but basically, I I feel like Tesla's going to continue to go down. I'm seeing a price level somewhere around 150, 175 is probably the next uh, area that I'm looking at. What am I looking at right now? I'm looking at NQ, which is futures. Not trading forex. I don't trade forex, but a lot of these things still apply to forex. They still work with forex. But no, I'm not trading forex. Oh, let me check Twitch. Sorry if I've been missing. Okay, they haven't said anything in a little while. Cool. I'm trying to get this little. Ooh, hopefully I can get a little something there. If not, I have 80, NO2, the average down at 90. And we're just sitting in. We're chilling now. Actually, probably take. Go ahead and take that. All right. So now I'm up just for on this account only up $30, but sometimes you know just chilling out. I'm happy to have anyone join me on the live too. I love having people on here and everything like that. So, how many contracts do you actually trade in futures at a time? I'm usually trading one at a time, but I will average up or down whatever as much as to 5 contracts usually. I have been known though every once in a while in the live to get something as like ridiculous as 20 contracts. Um, but that's like when I'm up or down, $10,000, $15,000 or whatever. That's how that ends up happening. Is because I have 15, 20 contracts at a time. Um, but yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and hop out of here now. I don't know um, if anyone has really any more questions. If you want to know my indicators, right? If you want to know my indicators and how I do everything that I'm doing, if you check out the YouTube and you check out this particular one right here, it tells you everything that I'm doing with the indicators and the settings and all that good stuff. The only one that might not be on there is the volume profile, and the volume profile is, I mean, you just add like session volume profile and let it be. So, how much is one contract? So, each contract is based off of margin. So, like right now, they're probably give or take, like you need about $1,500 to $2,000 in your account to be able to trade one contract at a time. After that, basically you're trading on margin. You can actually lose more than that money that you had in your account if it goes down below that. So you need to be aware of that. What I recommend doing is getting on TradingView, logging into paper trading right here, and practicing, and practice, and practice. And when you can grow $100,000 account to 125, 115, whatever goal that you set for yourself, that's when you can say, okay, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I'm consistent. I win X amount of trades out of so many. Uh, I feel comfortable. I'm gonna go ahead and start actually doing a funded account. Then you're good to go. You're solid. But that's how I would start out if you're thinking about doing futures. Personally, anyway. Futures are in uh, a simple way to put it is futures are the market. They literally are the market. All the stocks and everything are grouped into futures indexes, right? All of these are grouped into or based off of, etc., different indexes. These indexes basically are the category, and then you have the stocks within the categories. So think of it that way. Don't think of percentage when it comes to futures. Think of ticks. A tick for NQ is 25 cents. So whatever it moves up in every time. So this is 25 cents or down 25 cents at a time. You make $5 on your contract every tick, or lose $5 every tick. So if it goes up $5, if this moves up $5 and you have a short, you're down $100. If you were long, then you're up $100. Yeah, bonds are crazy, bro. I stick with NQ because $5 a tick is pretty solid. I make pretty decent money with it. I mean, realistically, $500 to $1,000 a day is very, 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 very good. Um, ETH, ETH may be one that actually has a brief relief with their lower gas fees and stuff, with them switching over to that new system that they're doing. But overall, Ethereum, Bitcoin, the market, everything should be going down probably another 15-20%, something like that. Um, then we're going to actually see some recovery. Then we'll probably drop again within 6 months, we'll drop again to hit that same bottom that we had formed, and then we'll double bottom there and catapult up. Again, if you need to see a visual, just look at QQQ in '08, and it's pretty easy to see what I'm talking about. So you drop, you get relief, 6 months later, drop again, and that's the true bottom. And there you go. And yes, I will agree with you, Shabazz. Fucking NQ is super volatile, bro. Super, super, super volatile. And you can make or lose $1,000, $500 pretty damn quickly. So first things first, Hersing, um, let me go ahead and reiterate that my group is not for signaling. It's not a signal group. It's not an alert group. It's not what we do. We teach you, just as I do here, more so here. Okay? We collaborate. We do live trading all day. We answer questions. We do have, now I'm not going to say that we don't have any alerts. We have alerts. We have alerts and whatnot. We do what we got to do, but that is not our focus. It's not our goal. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to teach you how to fish. I'm not trying to give you the fish, right? Because if I show you how to fish, and you can go and feed yourself tomorrow, the day after, next week, I don't have to keep showing you. I don't have to keep showing up with a bucket of fish for everybody, right? It doesn't take anything away from me to show you my fishing hole and how to fish when I know that there's millions of fish in this fucking fishing hole, right? It doesn't hurt me at all to help you learn how to do it on your own. And I am so glad I wasn't in anything right now. And look, we went up to tap that point of control and started popping down. So, looks like we're building pressure here. I kind of want to do a short at 800 again, see if I can't get that bad boy. But yeah. Take profit trader. I might have to take a look at it. All stocks has futures. Not every single stock has futures, but they have a future that correlates, like, that the category that it falls into, right? So, like, Apple doesn't have a future, but it technically falls into both NQ and ES more than likely, right? But if you want to join my Discord group, you can always email me here. You can email me here, emadaytrader@gmail, and I will shoot you the link or do whatever you want, whatever you're asking of me, I'll help you out. So, again, like I told y'all earlier, that point of control is super important. Had I had a short ready here, I would be up $200-300, but I was busy fucking around talking, so I missed it. Yeah, when I trade normally, I trade from like and this is just a personal preference from me when I trade futures. Trading futures tends to be really, really, really good for me from like 7 p.m. We're right here right now, so 6:37. So from about 7 p.m. to around like midnight is usually really good for like ranging, slow movement. You can make a couple $100 back to back to back. $50, $50, $50, $50, $50 over and over and over based off of little moves like this, and then go and do your day job right during the day and make your have your insurance, your health insurance and shit all paid for. Have your 401k, blah 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 blah, and then come home and double your salary every fucking night. And this is why I teach you guys this, because it's not to necessarily make you quit your job, make you make $1 million this year, $300,000 this year. It's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is help you live more comfortably, so that you don't have to retire at 60 something. You can retire at 40 something, or maybe early 50s, right? When you do retire, you know that you have a 401k with money. You also have an account, a portfolio with decent money in it that you can start pooling and leveraging and using to buy maybe real estate properties that maybe get you rental money, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and that's why I do what I do. It's just to help you guys build, like, not just wealth but a legacy, right? Because it's not for me. Like, this is like all the money and all the things that I build and all the things that I do is not for me. It's for my son, realistically. Like it's gonna all outlive me, so it's not for me. right? And all the things that I'm trying to help you guys do isn't necessarily for you. It's for your kids, your grandkids, your nephews, your nieces, those future generations who hopefully you take something from what I show you, what I teach you, blah, 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 and you get some financial literacy, some financial freedom, and then you're able to pass that knowledge on to someone else who can then continue that for you, right? That's why I do what I do. So. Almost every broker works with futures in terms of like the main brokers. If you get a main broker, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Schwab, etc., they all work with futures. But you're going to have fees tagged in with those, so you need to be aware of what those fees are for the futures. And so we're starting to look like we may be forming a type of W formation. So if we drop and form like a low somewhere in this area and pop back up to around here, I'm going short. I'm going super short. I actually have NinjaTrader. If you take a peek right here, I really like NinjaTrader's tick chart. The tick chart is outstanding for futures. Outstanding for futures. It's the only pet peeve I have about TradingView is they don't have a tick chart, man. With everything they have, they should have a fucking tick chart. But does anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything they want me to go over? My harmonics indicators are on Stunk 4012, but sometimes these things don't show until maybe the first target's hit or something like that if it's a small one. So this isn't going to show until the formation is actually formed, right? So like if this comes down and then forms a W, it won't show me until it starts actually rejecting and showing that it was a W, right? This is NQ. Man, hey, the biggest reason why I do this, Bailey, is because they didn't teach us this shit in school. I can't begin to start to tell you how frustrated and upset it makes me that I didn't learn any of this in school. Whether, not even just the trading part. If they would have just taught me about taxes, 401ks, IULs, how you can borrow from your own 401k. Let me flip this shit to myself. How you can borrow from your own 401k, pay yourself back 6% interest to buy a home, and then you basically become your own bank. You pay yourself back, and now you never borrowed from a bank. Now you don't owe anybody any money except for yourself, and then you go and you do it again for another property. Then you do it again for another property. Every time you pay it off, you do it again. You borrow from the equity of the properties you own to buy bigger and better things. Eventually you own an apartment complex, a duplex, or whatever. And now you've created a legacy. You've created generational wealth. They don't teach you that for a reason. And that's why I do. So... And I really appreciate y'all for like all the likes and all the love that I'm getting. I really do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me, because I really do try really hard to like ignore all the bullshit that some people come out with. Hey, I'm a scammer or whatever. If I was scamming, I'd be a lot better at scamming. I tell you that. I'd be a lot better at it. I wouldn't be doing stuff for free. I wouldn't be giving away all my indicators and everything that I do. I wouldn't be doing all that stuff for free. I can tell you that without a doubt. So, yeah. Uh-oh. Is the screen still black? Here, did it come back? I might have needed to pop back. Is the screen still black? Trying to ask you. Hello, hello, hello. Please let me know if y'all can see the screen. DTR. So the ATR and DTR, basically what you're looking at is a zone. So what it's doing is it's showing you the lower zone that you probably are going to go to, the higher, and then, sorry for my son in the background, and then this is where we open today, which also happens to be the open week, okay? But tomorrow this open could be somewhere here or here, while the open week will still stay in the same area. And then you have these two 50% lines, which are basically 50% above and 50% above, right? And it's basically just showing you different levels of interest, right? It's just showing you different levels of interest to be aware of possible turnaround, resistance, breakthrough. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second, guys. Yeah, I love you. Give me a kiss. I love you, but I gotta go, okay? I love you. Bye-bye. Daddy's busy. I'll be out in a minute, though, okay? Give me like 10 minutes, okay? My son is tripping. Boom. Okay. All right. I'm glad that y'all can see. Now, let's see. Nowadays, too many people trading. Why is that? Honestly, you wanna know why a lot of people started teaching trading? And I can tell you without a doubt. I didn't hop on this train until way after all that stuff started happening, and I actually knew what I was doing, because there's a lot of people that didn't know what they were doing and they hopped on teaching stocks or whatever, trading in general. But basically what happened was during during all this, nobody could lose, right? You get a call, in a month it'll be green. Get a call in a week, it'll be green. Fuck it. You're getting 90% plays over and over and over and over again, right? So people thought they knew what they were doing. Oh, they're a guru, right? I know what I'm doing. I can call out plays 90%. Everybody was doing it. So they started calling these plays, and instead, none of them, and this is how you can tell the people who didn't know what they were doing. None of them are still around. They don't call plays anymore because they don't know how to do this. They don't know how to actually trade. They don't know how to play a downward move. And then they show up randomly when the market upturns and say, oh yeah, I got a 90% play, 100% play, 300, 1,000%. Yeah, bro, because all you know how to do is play it up. You know what I mean? So you see a lot of those people. And then you see people like me who actually took the time to learn. We started maybe during that time or whatever. A lot of people did. But they actually took the time to learn. And now that the market is down and we're still making money, we know what we're doing. So we're willing to help still teach and show people, and actually fill that void that all these other motherfuckers left, that basically have a bunch of people with $50,000 in different stocks or whatever that they had no idea were trash in the first place because some random dude told them to invest in it, right? So that's what it ends up coming. A lot of people are understanding the indicators. I've already explained them 1,000 times. I have videos on YouTube explaining them. They're not difficult. Just because it looks difficult when you first look at it doesn't mean it's actually difficult. These are like 3 different indicators. That's it. I promise you, it's not as extensive as you think. Support and resistance, as I mentioned here several times, I definitely know about that. I have it all mapped out. When you trade futures, support and resistance is not as necessarily important as your fibs, as your VWAP, because you're trading on the 1 minute, and a 5-minute move is $100. I mean, a $5 move is $100. So yes, it's the NASDAQ. And that's why you have to trade differently when you're trading futures. This is the 1 minute. Okay, bro. Uncle Callie. I'm sure you know what you're doing, though, right? I'm sure you've showed people 10 times in a row that you made $1,000 on live stream or whatever, right? I'm sure. I'm sure. Don't worry about it. I'm sure you know what you're doing. But I'm Kako though. Just made another 30 bucks there right before we popped back. That was good. Been knowing what I do. I don't flex with money or indicators. Why the fuck are you on here then, bro? Go do what you do. I'm trying to help people understand how to do stuff that they don't know how to do. I don't understand why you'd come on here and start hating because I have indicators on my chart. The fuck? That don't make no sense, bro. I mean, I'm not trying to like pick on you or nothing, bro. I just don't understand why you come in here being like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to help some people learn how to trade. And I've been successful and I've shown that I'm successful. You go look at my profile and literally look at like the last 10, 15 videos. I mean, shit. I mean, I'll never claim I know everything. I can learn something new every day. I add stuff to my charts all the time. I take stuff off, you know. I'll never claim that I know 100% what I'm doing, but I will tell you this. I know what I'm doing more than most people. I'm probably going to wait to see what happens here with this TTM. I'm a little worried that we're going to shoot up past the 8, which is where I actually want to do my short. So I don't want to screw myself. I want to see where this squeeze happens, because if we squeeze up, then what I'll do is I'll put my short at 10. I know you're bull. I know you're bull. Giada, I know you are. You've been telling me, bro. I still think that Nasdaq earnings is gonna drive us down that first part of the week, though. I've been saying it all day. I think that the first half of the week is gonna be down, and then I think that the defense may drive market up with their earnings, but I still think Nasdaq and all of these guys or whatever, I still think that they go down. And the reason is because, like I mentioned the other day, I think that I think it's going to be because people are going to pull out of these, seeing that there's finally a green sector, and then go into that. So I'm bullish, but not necessarily bullish on what I'm playing. I don't know. Hey, look, this W is looking mighty sexy, baby. This W is looking mighty sexy. I think I'm gonna try and play it. I kind of want to play it at 95. Fuck. Yeah, look at that shit, and it popped up, motherfucker. All right. Ain't that a bitch? That's about a bitch right there. I mean, I literally said, hey, this W, and look, the W pops up. And it's a cipher. Ciphers are very accurate. When the ciphers pop up, they're extremely accurate. I may even... Yeah, we'll put this at 90. Fuck it. Hopefully I can get this little entry. Cool. And I'll try and exit around 85. And if we pop up to 8, I'll just get an average down there. But I don't think that that's going to be necessary, but we'll see. Yeah, I feel that over 370 bull, under 356 bear. I definitely feel that. I can agree with that. I probably should have just kept my order right here like I wanted it. It's all good. What pair? I'm doing NQ right now. Is this TradingView? Yes, it is TradingView. Currently down like 50 bucks, 40 bucks on this play. Starting to move up again. Wouldn't mind actually getting my average down and then getting it back down to 90. That would be 200 bucks instead of 100. I guess after this play I'll probably get off the live just to focus on my shit. But yeah. Any other questions, guys? And see you later, Rock. Have a good night, man. And this could end up being a loss for me, guys. I mean, I could have picked wrong. I hope not, but it is what it is. 429. I think SPY will open up or down. How do I know when it goes up or down? Right there. I usually go live at least once a day during the week. I try and do it about an hour before Power Hour is when I try and go live, or in Power Hour. Sometimes I'll even go live in the morning, or and then I go live again like at night, maybe around 8:30, 10:30, something around there. But yeah, I'm not super religious with where I like what times I'm doing them at the moment. I'm trying to get a little bit better at that, so bear with me while I try and figure that shit out. But I'm trading NQ. And do I think we open up or down tomorrow? I think that based off of what we're seeing, we're probably opening up, unless we hit up here and then like start gapping back down. But yeah, as of right now, it looks like we're going to gap up a little bit in the morning and then maybe start that death, unless again we start dying now. So. Yes, I'm in a position right now. I'm in a short, currently down, whatever. Is this the top step? I am in top step right now. So when you see trade ovate, that means I'm in my funded account, which is why normally I don't trade my funded account when I'm on my live, so that I can focus on your questions and not make mistakes. So far, hasn't been extremely bad. I mean, I'm down because of this one play. I'm down 40 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever. I was up like 40 bucks. So I'm not really too worried about it. A cipher, so is a type of pattern that's basically showing you, like, see here, this is a cipher going down, but a cipher going up would just be the opposite. So if you flip this over, it'd be a cipher going up. But basically what you're looking for are W's for bear. So W is bearish and M is bullish. So let's see, this probably could be considered a W, which is why we dropped. Let's see. Hold on, I need to focus on this. I'm about to be green. Try and make 50 bucks on it. Gimme. Give me a little something. appreciate the rose. Appreciate you, Dr. Hill. W or M, what time frame? I'm in the 1 minute time frame. This is showing W's right now, so it looks like it keeps trying to give me my exit and just didn't quite do it, which is fine. My buddy's calling me. And we're just waiting. We're just waiting. Oh shit! Fucking toe caught on my speaker. Yes, this is the 1 minute. Yeah, after I get out of this one, I'm probably gonna go ahead and help the wife with the menace spawn. Yeah, let me go ahead and move this over so y'all can actually see it better. There we go. I'm out. Okay. So now we're up $85 if you count the rest of what we made earlier, which was in, let's go ahead and look at it. It was in my just my paper trading account, but just so we can see overall in this live what we made another 40, 40, 45, so 100 and 60, $205. That's what we made plus 80, so $290 is what we made so far tonight, if you want to look at it that way, which to me, pretty solid night, because then all I have to do tomorrow is make the same, and I've made a good 24-hour period of money, and that's how I like to look at things. And this is micro, or mini, I'm sorry, mini, E-mini, not micro. The micro, the M in Q, would have been only like $30 or $40 total because it moves in like 50-cent intervals. Oh, you're talking about this one in paper trading, bro? Yeah, 600 followed by 1700 in gains, which right before was 300 and 360. And if you watch the live where I actually did this trade, it's only because it moved really fast. It was green when I pressed X and then went against me really quick and it turned red. So it is what it is. I ain't tripping about it. Yeah, it's a $600 loss. Shit happens. It basically, what it did was it took out these two trades that I had before. No problem. I ended up making it back right after and then some. But yeah, I'm always trying to trade live as much as I can for everybody. I'm going to continue to do this. I'll continue to be on here. And again, for those of you who are wondering, how often am I profitable? How often do my trades go green? Blah, 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 blah. I can show you a literal thing on this website that tells you exactly how profitable I am. 80% of the time, I make a good trade. It's green. So, I'm happy with that. Now, obviously, my profitability per trade is very low, but if I'm making $20 8 times in a row, I'm okay with that. And on a normal basis, I'm making that's per contract is what that's saying. So I usually will have a couple contracts at a time, right? That'll allow me to do that. So I might do another short here. Let's see. This is probably going to end up saying that it's an M and drive us up finally past this 800, probably make us hit 810 eventually as well. But yes, I am trading live at least once or twice a day. I trade live for you guys just so that I can answer your questions. Most of the time when I trade live, I'm on my paper trading account though, so that I can focus on what you guys are asking and what you guys are, talking about, etc. But, none of the things that I'm doing are any different than when I'm on my actual account. So, it's just helped me not focus on the money as much, like how I have been, right? Like there's a few times where I have to scroll through the things that you're asking me so that I can actually answer your questions because I didn't see them. Whereas when I was on the paper trading account, I was answering everything right away. That's the only difference. So, if you don't mind that, if I'm not going to pretend like I'm on my regular account when I'm on my paper trading account. I'm not going to pretend like I'm on my paper trading account when I'm on my regular account. So, let's see, anybody got anything to say? Cool. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off now. Um, I will be on potentially later tonight again if you're up late. I might be on around 11 o'clock, midnight, something like that. Um, and if not, you know, I'll be on either in the morning, 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. Central, or I'll be on 1/2 p.m. Central, and that'll be when I start streaming tomorrow. All right. So I'm trading right now. I'll probably go put my son to bed, help my wife put my son to bed, and then probably hop back on, trade on here for a little bit, make a few $100, and then start live trading again in a few hours or something like that. All right. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. I enjoyed this session a lot. I enjoyed all the questions. I even enjoyed the trolls that came in here and fucked with me a little bit. It was amusing. So yeah, y'all have a good evening. I will see y'all either later tonight or early in the morning slash afternoon tomorrow. All right, y'all be easy, be safe, make some money, and don't spend it all at once. All right. All right. See y'all later. Boom. And now for you guys. See you later.